Yo, welcome to another episode of Cattle Drive Live, hosted by myself, Brett Carter, and my buddy Corey Thompson in South Dakota. How are you, Corey?
Hey, I'm doing great, Brett.
Good. How's things up in your country this week?
Well, we just had a beautiful day. The weather's kind of turned the corner after last week being bitter cold. We're headed the right direction this week for sure.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think that bitter cold was all over everywhere. We even had some of that nasty stuff down this way. So,
That's what I heard. That's what I
but
heard.
that's all right. Hey, moisture. It's a heck of a way to get moisture, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
we're still looking for that up here, but it's hopefully March and April we start to see some of that.
yep, I agree. It's getting that time of year. It'll. My granddad said, never worry about the rain. It's always rained. And I don't know when it always rained, but he said it always rained. Don't worry about that. So
Yep.
we'll just take some Bill Buck knowledge for you. So, hey, Cattle Drive Live. It's live and well. Our spots for these frames, as you see tonight, brought to you by Matt Lautner Cattle. Those episodes are starting to fill up, guys. You can get a hold of myself or Corey or Paige, email us, text us, whatever. Get on the list before it's too late. Those are $350 an episode. That'll come with your 2 minutes of time here, as well as some social media work by Paige, or there you can buy 3 episodes for $900. So it's $300 a piece. Take as many as you want. Just know that we are going to limit how many you can have during each month. But that's pretty new, and it's exciting, Corey, to get those text messages from guys and wanting to start filling those dates up through the year. So,
Absolutely, absolutely. It's
mhm.
feedback's been great, and we sure appreciate Matt and the sponsors we've had thus far, and look forward to working with them guys in the future. And tonight, Brett, Matt Lautner Cattle would uh, um, would like to highlight the Hawkeye Bowl, Yellow Bowl in Matt's Battery on February 25th, 2022. Hawkeye became one of only a handful of bulls to sire two grand champion steers at the Texas Major San Antonio Livestock Show. Um, now it was actually at 2019, and then last week in 2022 for the McCormick family and the Altman family, respectively.
Mhm.
Um, Matt feels that Hawkeye is delivering major success with only a minimal use. And personally, he looks forward to taking to him to some of their best colored cows in 2022. These San Antonio champions were not only the show winners, but also described by many as unbeatable at their respective shows. If you are looking for haired or slick colored bull, we encourage you to give Hawkeye an opportunity at your next breeding. And I
Right.
talked to a couple guys that were at that show last week at San Antonio. They said he was sure, not to echo that, he was the clear cut winner that many ringside thought was sure the best one for sure.
Right. There's some audio going around of Shane Bedwell, who would have been the lead judge there at San Antonio, described that calf. I think it was in class, just about how just exceptional he was, and just what all he brought to the table. And it goes without saying, I'd feel bad if I didn't give a shout out to my old buddy Stock Martin, Brian and Stock, and that crew at BM out there in Hereford raised that calf and sell him last year in that share the brand sale. Another one that's coming up here. There's a picture of Stock and Luke there with the champion banner, and hey, 109,000 big fat ones for the champion there at San Antonio.
Yeah.
So, yep. Hey, here's about this. You turn around and I see today, pretty influential donor in the state of Nebraska checks it to them for greener pastures today.
You bet. The Dunk Lucy donor passed away. 15 years of life, countless high sellers, herd bulls, champions. She's done it all. I was actually talking to Dunk there, I knew she was starting to kind of head the wrong direction there a few weeks ago, and Dunk said that she will for sure get buried and have a tombstone there at the Dunklow operation for sure.
Yeah, that's a heck of a nice family, and what a donor and a legacy she left, not only for the Dunk family, but for the seed stock business as a whole. I think each one of us at some point or another has had some Lucy influence on us at some point. So, but hey, that's just part of it. Guess what we got going today? Where in the world is Kent Jakey? Is he around?
Hi, boys.
Boom!
Jake,
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. Doing better now that the sun's out and the ice is gone.
Son, don't let Corey fool you. It's cold as HE double hockey sticks up there.
when I seen you Sunday, that's sunbathing weather. What are you talking about?
Oh, my God. Hey, considering what we went through the last week up there, you weren't saying that on Wednesday when we were at Chestnuts.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cold that day. I'll give you
that. Hey, I had to go in because my nostrils froze.
Any chance that your lips froze or not? Did they ever stay together long enough? Nope.
Those babies are always moving. They're pretty limber.
It's like a tank overflowing.
Hey, so tell us something. Are you home right now? Did you go home and restock and fix?
Yes, I got here. Hold on a second. I got home today, and reloading up, and I'm going to be home this week. It feels good to sit in my chair here at home and be at home and get some laundry done, but more importantly, restock my tanks. I'm actually going to leave Thursday, and I'm going up through Kansas. I'm going to go to Manhattan and be up there for the I've got a banquet to go to for the Kansas Seed Stock is going to induct a good buddy of mine into their Hall of Fame. And then I'm going to go, I'll be there for the K-State Bull Sale on Friday. And then I'm going to kind of wander up into Nebraska. I've got a Gateway Genetics Sale on Sunday. And then Monday, I'll make it back down to Kansas for the what they call the Black and White Sale, which is the Haniel Black Simmentals and Rump Charlet Sale. Those two firms get together and they call it the Black and White Sale. And so I'll work that sale on Monday. Then I'll come home a week from tonight. And then, hey, Tuesday, I'm going to load up, head to Pennsylvania. So I'm going to take off and head to that. This will start my big run. And then the only time I'll probably come home for the spring will be for the Griswold Bull Sale. And then Brooks will turn 18 this year in May, and he graduates from high school. So I'll probably come home for that too. But really, I'll be on the road hard selling semen and look forward to, being at these other locations back east. And as I move my way back west, then every Monday night, hopefully I'll be able to bring you a report kind of where I'm at then too. So.
Absolutely. Well, Jake, be careful on the road. Those of you that keep up with him through social media, he's usually really good about letting you know. But Jake, what is your phone number? If guys are wanting to get on the list or get a hold of you to stop and look or whatever, how's the guy get a hold of you here real quick?
Well, my number is area code 405-408-2440. Okay. And they can catch me on here every Monday night or on every Sunday night. I'm on Griswold's Facebook page. And then Wednesday night, I try to get on there every Sunday and Wednesday night. And I just kind of, wherever I'm at, I can let people know where I'm at and to get a hold of me. And I'll do my best to get to see you. That
will be good. Jake, good to talk to you. Be careful. And we'll catch you on Monday night.
You bet. Hey, Corey, did you get the sale report for Rammels?
No, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, hey, I helped the Rammel family. So yesterday we had the Rammel family Rammel Cattle Company up at Goodwin, South Dakota yesterday. And they sent me I got that sale report today. We ended up having 132 yearling bulls, average 56.15. We had 16 2-year-old bulls, average 37.34, and 79 bred heifers for an average of 51.75.
Wow.
227 lots did 1,209,805. And probably what was the coolest thing about the whole sale was the top selling bull for $35,000 was a Hooks Eagle Son that was in dam a year ago. His mother was the top selling bred heifer in the sale a year ago.
Wow.
And then the family that bought that female consigned this bull back to their sale. So pretty good little investment on a $23,000 heifer. They sold a $35,000 bull, the first calf out of her.
There you go.
So, and then we had a top selling female this year at 31,000. She was a lockdown female. So, hey, big crowd. And like Corey said, the weather was palatable yesterday up there. But it was sure nice to come home to 70-degree weather today.
Right. I got you.
All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for having me, and we'll see you next week.
Right.
See you, buddy.
All right, guys. Bye.
Whew, here we go. Boy, he was ready for us tonight. SC Online Sales calls in and tells Hurley Cattle Company, Jared Hurley sells 4 homegrown bulls on a SC sale the other day, average 8,000 with a high of 11. Taylor Graham sells 2 MAB steers, one for 10,000 and one for 10,500. Tell me a little bit about Hereford Heritage, Corey.
You bet. Down there, Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, they sell 48 fall bulls for 47.40 average, 45 spring yearlings for 45.80, 15 baldy pairs for 25.33. Had a high lot on those bulls at 22,000.
Right.
Then we get into the prestigious 44 farms down there in Cameron, Texas. Boy, them boys sat in there and sold 393 head of fall bulls, averaged 9,087. 190 head of yearling bulls, averaged 98.50. 583 head grossed 5,446,750 to average 98.50. That's selling some Angus bulls right there.
Yeah, you know what's really impressive is the high selling lot in that sale was a yearling son of Brigade. It sells for 50,000. They didn't have that outlier. These guys just laid in there and sold the bulls all day long. So
you bet.
Yep.
The Bush boys up there, Scott and Tyler Bush up there in Britton, South Dakota, they had them a barn burner the other last Saturday, sell 57 head of bulls and average 77.32. They had one teed off and brought 84,000 and said sells to Aces Wild down there in Texas, Jed and Tracy down there in Texas tie into that bull. I think there's going to be some big things to come from him. And then actually I come in tonight direct from Crofton, Nebraska, from the Foxhoven Angus program down there. Brock and Galen Foxhoven, they sold 90 bulls today and averaged 63.73 at a top of 29,000. A real nice bull.
Wow. Yeah, the market, this market right now is good. And speaking of the market, we're going to bring somebody in to visit with him real quick. Shane Van Zant, who happens to be the operations manager. Hello, Vanny.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, Shane Van Zant, operations manager there at CCI.live with the lovely Christy Collins. I don't know how you keep her under wraps and under control, but somebody's got to do it.
You really don't. You don't. She's, I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah, it does. Hey, talk to us real quick. CCI.live. I mean, we talked about it there at Oklahoma City. Give us the skinny on what it is. Give us the skinny on how it works, and tell us what you got coming up this next week.
Well, next week we got a pretty exciting schedule. We got 3 or 4 live on lines with Premier Vintage and High Roller. You know, some pretty pretty big stuff there, I think, in those live on lines. And the schedule looks pretty good anyways, with Houston, some big club calf sales down there. You know, you talked about that Martin Hurst and Frankie's deal, but there's Mims's, Dr. Mims, and you got Days Hereford deal, and there's a new one, Saturday Night Live, that's in Lubbock. That'll be a pretty good deal. But basically, you know, we're just the bringing it to your living room kind of sell extension with the internet and everything that there is today, and as much stuff that's going on. We're trying to bring you a live sale that's in real time, and giving you the opportunity to be able to sit in your living room or wherever it may be on the run and bid on some livestock, and do it in an efficient fashion, and make everything simple for everybody. You know, right. From the bull sales, you know, next week, I think, or this week it is, we've got, I think there's 6 or 7 bull sales from the K-State deal that Jakey mentioned, you know, and heck, down at Houston, there's a big Simmental and Simbraw sale that during the stock show that I think Greg Burden, he's managing that. But, anyways, that's quite a bit, you know, and, but a ton of Angus bull sales next week. And heck, J6 has got their Red Angus and their Lemmy sale, you know, in Nebraska. But, you know, basically we're just a internet company that's going to make things simple for you, make things fast, and make your life a lot simpler. But when you're on the run, you can bid on some livestock, and on the flip side of that, you know, the marketing aspect and the management at those sales, you need, if you need software or something to clerk your sale, I mean, we can do it all. We got a lot of viewers that if somebody just wants to watch a sale, you know, it's simple to just be able to sit there and watch it, and just be in your living room and enjoy the day or whatever it may be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So with CCI.live, I mean, it's not only just a platform to view a sale. You can buy, you can bid. And from a sale management side, there is so much that CCI.live has to offer, and we're going to start to include you guys each week on some stuff. And you know, as we go along here, we'll kind of fight through the mess and get it all sorted out. But busy week for CCI coming up. I don't know about you, Corey. I'm expecting next week, man. He'll just have to be talking as fast as Kent Jakey to get all of the sale reports out as big as the week will be. So.
Yeah, it'll be a good week. It'll be interesting. And there's a ton of pig sales too. I'm sure, you know, you're going to have Blake on later on. He'll probably touch a little bit on that, but but yeah, no, it's in this exciting week, from bulls to steers to pigs, you name it, we're selling it.
That'd be good. Vanny, thanks for taking the time to come visit with Corey and I tonight. I guess I should say Corey didn't visit with you much. I just didn't. Yeah. Just call it what it is. So. But next week, you and Corey can visit. I'll just listen to you all. Sorry.
All right.
So,
thanks, Shane.
See you, brother. Hey, I tell you that guy, our crew tonight that we had on pregame, I wish we'd have recorded that. We had Vanny, we had Blake, we had both Blakes on. I mean, it was shots fired right out of the gate. So. But hey, this week, I'll tell you what, me and you from the get-go of talking about Cattle Drive Live, it was funny. There was 2 guys that we were always interested in having on Cattle Drive Live, and both of them, or neither one of them, I guess I'd say, are cattle people out of the gate, but they're young, industry-leading pig guys. But man, they're so interesting, and to think that we hooked them. I've been pumped about having Blake Kennedy and Blake Goss on from the get-go. I don't know about you.
Since the first time I seen that painting of them, advertising that OIE,
right?
Goss's beard, that painter, I think, really embellished the thickness of it.
Right.
It's a stress reliever.
Really?
Stress reliever.
It was a really Kirkpatrick starter kit, is what I've been told. Is there any truth to that?
I'm not near that cool.
Oh God!
Gosh.
thanks for taking the time. Blake Goss, Blake Kennedy, guys, you guys are both young guns, and we laughed at you a little bit this week about you guys being the muscle behind Goss Livestock and Kennedy Adventures. But take just real quick, and y'all can go. I don't care which order you go in. Give us just a little bit of a rundown where you're at, what you're doing, kind of what's going on, and we'll get into this tonight.
You gonna go ahead, Goss, or? Okay, well, I guess I'll start. I'm Blake Kennedy from Tecumseh, Oklahoma. I'm actually 24 years old. I'm the owner and operator of Kennedy Ventures, which is a livestock marketing company there here in Tecumseh. Kind of as Vanny touched on there just a little bit, actually manage the swine division of CCI.live. And along with that, do some sale management in terms of going out and helping customers, sale managers, breeders, all across the country now, and helping putting on sales and marketing livestock. So day to day, that's my involvement, and so Goss, you tell what you do.
I'm Blake Goss from Leedy, Oklahoma. A lot of people don't know where that's at. Go to the end of the earth and turn left with no service. I work here. I work here. We all kind of work together as a family, honestly. Most days I feel like I either work for my mother or Kendall. But we run this place and up to about 80 sows now. And it's just a family ordeal. Branched out, got some cattle. Back in the day, I used to run with Wendell Dunn and Dean Kephart, so they were strong influences on our cattle branch now. Back when I was a kid, here we are selling pigs across the country and get to work with Kennedy quite a bit. He helps pay a lot of my bills, and I'm very thankful for it.
That's good.
You bet. Hey, Blake Kennedy, tell us a little bit about. We heard today you were a star FFA Agribusiness Award winner on a national level, right?
Yes, sir. So I actually started in 2013 whenever I was actually kind of approached my parents. They have a little pig sale called Perfect Timing Pig Sale that actually kind of started out as an event that was kind of close to home here, and then it got moved to Newcastle, and then actually in 2013 moved down to Lawton, Oklahoma, and I was very fortunate enough that I was allowed to step up and play a bigger part in managing the sale and taking on some more responsibilities. And with that, I just started FFA there, really getting involved, and there was an opportunity for me through my SAE, which is a supervised agriculture experience, to kind of funnel that in, and that was actually going to be a proficiency division that I was going to try to tackle, and then as we kind of went down the road with it, it actually kind of turned into more of a category of a state star in agribusiness. So from 13, 14, and 15, combined records and different information along the sale, and actually competed there in 2016 at the state level at the State FFA convention. Was very honored to win the state star in agribusiness. Little did I know that I was going to get to continue to do that and continue to follow my passion in the FFA and compete on the national level in 2019. And that's actually where that I got to stand on stage and was recognized as the star in agribusiness for the National FFA organization. So very cool and something that I'll always cherish.
And Goss, you were you wanted on a state level?
Star Farmer, yeah.
Or Star Farmer. Yep, you bet.
Yes.
You bet.
Yes.
So both of you got a strong background. FFA was sure a part building block in terms of growing up in Oklahoma agriculture for sure. You bet.
Yes, absolutely.
What about you guys, real quick? Are you guys grew up together? I mean, obviously both pig background, and I know Blake, Gosh, you've got some cattle background too. But how much did you guys cross over? Growing up in FFA and showing and whatnot.
I'd say our parents still regret it.
Honestly, Goss, what was that in 2000? There's a picture here in the office right up there. I was supposed to get it down and take a picture. In 2006, I think it was, I won Tulsa State Fair, and Goss was in the picture holding the trophy. And then in 2007, you won the Tulsa State Fair, correct, Goss?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure that's how that worked.
I think
But yeah,
right, maybe.
Yeah. So, because Tyler Linhart kind of grew up with us too, and there was a little set of us that that kind of got to grow up showing against each other, and boy, it's sure been fun to graduate and now get to do business together. I know that when Corey called us the other night, me and Goss was traveling looking at pigs together, and that kind of goes all the way back to us being involved in FFA together, and growing up together, and that's a very, very important deal as you meet lifelong friends and can work together, and so.
So geographically, are you guys pretty close together there? Or?
No, it takes
No.
a minute. You drove here the other day, Kennedy. How long is it? 3 hours?
Yeah, it's
2.5?
close to 3 hours, I would say. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I drove out to his house and dropped a pig off, and he talked to me for like 30 seconds, and he said, "I'll call you."
Hey, there was people here. We were trading.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I didn't get offered to look at them.
Yeah, it was so cold you were shivering. Your teeth were cold.
Yeah, I was happy to get back in that truck. I'm glad he didn't want to look at boars or anything.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so tell us, Kennedy, tell us real quick the exchange sale, something that you were behind. You were the guy who thought this up, and I know Corey had a friend today that mentioned this exchange deal. How did he type it up to you, Corey, or sent you a text about it? It was
I talked to him again there. Kevin Mears from out there in Ohio. He was telling me today, and I guess I didn't realize the impact of it, but he said it was from the pig side. It was just legendary in terms of the uniqueness and the newness of it, like to offer those pick of litters to basically you could buy stuff before it was born. Like that was the first. Is that kind of the first setting that people have set in there and tried to do that before?
Yeah, so that was actually kind of a venture that a small group of us started there in 2018. My dad played a big role in that, along with Jesse Heimer and Nick Berry and myself were kind of the four brain powers behind it. But you're exactly right. That was I remember we actually had a little get together, if you will, with a small group of breeders at the Sweetheart Sale in 2018, which was in Lebanon, Indiana, and we went to a little place called Flapjacks right there by the hotel, and Mark Hogue was there, and we had asked him to kind of get there and be involved. And the minute that we said it, he sat back and he did his hat deal and pulled his hair, and he said, "Why in the world would anyone want to sell their best sow? Or why in the world would someone want to sell something that they've revolved their entire herd around?" And we just kind of threw it out there, and all the breeders kind of was real quiet. No one said anything, and we kind of eased into it a little bit more, and then after that first year, it kind of snowballed. I mean, it was something that caught steam, and and everybody's seen the idea work, and now, like you said, it's turned into an amazing event, and we're very fortunate to be a part of it.
Was it nerve-wracking that first year, not knowing and just kind of putting it together? And and or did you have enough confidence it was going to go and fly and it was going to be okay?
You know, yeah, I mean, everyone was a little bit nervous. I mean, we was stepping outside the box on something that had never really been done. You know, we offered the opportunity to clone, cloning rights on females. We actually offered recips carrying clones, which was way out there, and then um, even offered opportunities to come in and pick, do a pick of the litter, you know, off of a guy's sow. But yeah, I mean, extremely nervous, and you know, being confident is something that you got to be. And we, you know, we did the marketing that needed to be done behind it. We put it in front of everybody, you know, and at that point, the whole industry was talking about it. So you know, kind of when we got there to the venue that night and saw all them people and they were hanging off the rafters and everywhere in it, um, you know, we kind of knew it was going to be okay just because of how many people was there, you know. So
Hey,
That was crazy. You remember that?
yes, I do remember it.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. There was more people packed in that thing. I walk up to Kennedy. I've known him since I was knee high to a grasshopper, and he's like quivering. He said, "Can you just call some of these people?" And from then on, it's like it's to the moon.
There was a lot of people. There was so many people that
Oh,
first year. I remember we were part through the sale, and the fire marshal came and said, "We're gonna have to do one of two things. We're gonna have to start asking people to leave, or we're gonna have to start opening the garage doors." And I said, "Well, do whatever you want to do, but we're not making people leave." So,
And where is that sale held
everybody in the
at?
bottom number stay.
Where's that
actually in 2018 we had it there at the 4-H building at the Des Moines, Iowa Fairgrounds. We had it there in 2018 through 2019. And then in 2020, everybody's familiar what happened, and we almost got shut down with everything. And we actually rented a ballroom in the Dallas Fort Worth airport,
Oh,
and let everybody fly in. We had to do a kind of a consigner only event, and we kind of flew. People were able to fly in there, and we did a live online.
yep.
And actually, that was the very first year. With that, we opened it up to a 4 species sale. And you know, kind of might want to go back and talk on that. But then, you know, last year we did it at the Skirvin, was a historic hotel there in Oklahoma City last year. And then this year, we are hammering out details and going to actually publish a lot of stuff here in the next 2 weeks about where we're going to have it and where it's going to be. So,
cool.
That really turned into a neat deal when you started opening up species and you start talking about the top genetics in multiple species. Wow. That's
yeah, we in 2019 we threw a couple semen lots on there and cattle semen lots, and kind of dabbled in that. And then in 2020 was the first year we went across the board, and had swine, had goats, sheep, and cattle, and we actually had a chicken lot in there too.
Chicken lot. Hey, so it's on my notes. You've said it. Is the Kennedy Chicken Adventure still on? Do you have?
Oh
What's
yeah.
this?
Yeah,
It
it's
is?
still. There's not enough time tonight to get on to all that, but yeah, it's still going strong.
It is still going strong. Yeah, Kyle
Still going
Sweatfigger.
strong.
Ask him if the Chicken Adventure is still strong. So,
Yeah.
but hey, Blake Goss, tell us something. Early age, Goss Livestock. You were thrown to the fire. There's no way around it. You're just as cool of a guy as you are, and getting to know you. I mean, you're pretty humble cat too, but you were kind of thrown to the fire there and expected early on to be involved, and with that came some raising some of the business's most influential boars. And elaborate on that just a little bit. What those boars, how they started, and thought process behind it. Was it just dumb luck, or was there literally big time thought went into it?
Well, just like anything, back in the day when mom and dad had sows and we were too young to even know maybe how to breed a sow, they obviously formed a very, very good sow herd. I remember that we had 40 there at one time to 50, and we culled down to 10 head. And Dad said that it costs the same to feed a bad one as it does a good one. Focus on our best 10, our elite 10, and it kind of went from there. I'll tell you that Ty and I were very involved at a young age. Probably made more choices as young people to breed stock and honestly sell and feed than anybody deserves a chance at. And that's a credit to our parents, obviously, of giving us that route and that opportunity. I will tell you though that the mating, we bought Bone Collector there at a young age on a Facebook picture. My parents were actually in the back of the house. We had a long house, and I went over budget maybe $1,000, and bought him for like 3,400 if I remember. And back then, I mean that's equivalent now to plenty expensive. And I mean, my mom went irate. She's obviously the financial advisor and went nuts. And I'm an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Well, turned out it wasn't too bad. And when Premium Lynn bought him, they actually bought him for 45,000 and for 3/4 interest. Well, the cycle comes around. The first group that comes in is a square deal sow. I'll never forget this. And I bred that sow, Mom and I did, without telling Dad. Well, that was his favorite keeper gilt, and that resulted in another butt chewing. I've had plenty of those throughout my life. By the way, we did get spanked, and as that he was not too impressed, and that was the result of that litter. She only had 4 pigs, but the result was Bone Thug, and ever since then it's just built a fast momentum and a fast pace. I will tell you, I was better at reading pedigrees and studying genetics when I was probably 10 than I was at reading or writing. As you can tell, it took me 15 minutes to get on here. But the thing that I'll tell you that helps the best is having a sow herd to start with. Obviously, they deserve a lot of that credit, but it goes back to the mother of Thug was a daughter of a show gilt that I bought from Larry Moore for $500 out of the end crate in the Long Farron house, and I'll never forget that either. On the first crate on the right, and the rest is what it is. So I will tell you that at an early age, regardless of if you are, quote unquote, born into it or not, you still have to surround yourself with people and opportunity. In the pig world, it's neat because the genetic potential and the amount of sow numbers that people have, they can say that they don't sell any, but eventually they're going to sell something. So I truly think that a young breeder, regardless of age, can dive into somebody's program and believe in it. We were just fortunate to tap into a very good sow line there from Larry. And I say that just because people get intimidated because of the price and what it costs to buy an elite female. But there is always opportunity for anybody that's watching, or heck, people that probably aren't even old enough to get on Facebook. Sometimes it's dumb luck, but I wish it was all that easy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, and those Cinderella stories like that is what keeps the business going, and people sure like to hear about them for sure. Hey, both you guys are sure derived from quality stock or stock men and stock women. Hey, but outside of your parents, what would you say? Who was your biggest influence outside of your parents?
I would say that my biggest influence, besides my parents or my grandpa Rick Maloney, I would have to say Larry Moore from Taloga. Taught ag for a long time, raised a lot of good stock, and I remember him taking me when I was a young kid to all them sales and throwing me in the fire. I mean, heck, I was anywhere from 6 to 10 and so forth, and we previewed all them pigs, and I could tell you about every ear notch and pedigree. I remember when he had the live sales and would sell 200 of them, and if I missed one, pedigree wise, I was mad. That's just, I mean, he taught you to do it the right way, and honestly, he's had a big impact on why we keep gilts and don't offer many, and I learned a lot from him growing up. Very, very fortunate, outside of my parents and grandparents.
I would say from outside my parents, probably isn't just a single person, so to speak. Growing up in a small town, I had several just different teachers and different coaches growing up, and then getting involved in FFA and the FFA industry as a whole. Um, the leaders that I had my freshman and sophomore year in FFA on the state level was probably ones as a group of individuals that put a lot of fire into me, going to different MFE and ALD conferences that actually went along the lines and kind of set in stone for me something that I believe in every day, and kind of a motto that I go by in my business is be different. And kind of put that on a lot of stuff and try to do that. So I would say that the FFA had a huge role in terms of there was a vast majority of people outside my parents that played an integral role, um, in making me and shaping me into the person that I am today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, Goss, you were saying earlier that you get quite a few butt tunes. You know, your mom, I've heard from several people, very, very intelligent about knowing hogs and the kind it takes to win. And then you started dating. Sure, one of the uh, you know uppity up livestock evaluators in the industry in Kendall Reichenstein. Do you feel like you're under the microscope and you got to study them extra hard to make sure you don't screw
I tell you, if they'll keep listening, they'll be all right.
I like it. I like it.
No, but on a serious note, yeah, very fortunate.
Yeah. Well, hey, Corey, they both said it earlier. The trick to this whole gig is surrounding themselves with good, talented people, and it's obvious. Goss, you hit the nail right square on the head when you talk about surrounding yourself with talent. That is for sure.
Covered all the bases.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, so talk to us.
Always hang out with somebody smarter, boys.
There you go. Yeah, we are so glad we have you all to do that tonight. So hey,
Is that why you hang out with me, Goss?
Come on.
Hey, biggest challenges, both of you from a producer side, Goss, from a marketing side, Kennedy, talk to us about the upcoming challenges you see in the pig industry as a whole, from a breeder side and a marketing side.
Go ahead, Goss. Oh God. I would say that right off the back and a quick fire on that is going to be what's next. What can we do? What can I do as somebody out there to help promote livestock and help promote breeders, animals? What can I do different and what can I do better? And you sit there and ask yourself challenges. There's tons of challenges, and I don't know, quite frankly, if we got enough time this evening to kind of start on them. I know that it was something me and Goss talked about the other night whenever we was driving from Team Sloan's back to Chillicothe. We kind of went down the road of he had asked that about all these live onlines that we're actually doing. We took a play card out of maybe CCI's book or whoever started it doing the live onlines like you guys are doing in the cattle deal, and implementing them over there into implementing them into the swine side. And a challenge with that is our ability to kind of get everywhere and video those things. And me and Goss had talked about training and actually the knowledge that everybody needs to be doing things to help each other. Working together as an industry to actually be able um, to post good pictures, to post videos going forward, because just like we're being able to do right here, none of us are within a 30-mile radius of each other, and we're able to sit here and communicate with each other. So technology is going to play a huge integral role in moving forward. And I think that's a big challenge, honestly. And I think that's where a great thing is with CCI, because you've got a few guys that are actually wanting to kind of move away from the online sales and go back to doing farm sales. And my ability to provide CCI to them allows me the opportunity to bridge that gap and to help breeders and sale managers with some of their challenges that they are going to have. I don't know if that's not necessarily a clear cut and dry what a challenge is, but that's a challenge that I see that I can actually help mend, and a challenge that's happening right now.
Right.
I would say on the raising pig front is I would say that there's multiple aspects of, we can sit here and talk about making them better and staying ahead of the curve and not getting too far out of bounds. And that's certainly one thing, but I would say keeping everybody involved. I feel as strongly at a show in our group, label it how you want, but I feel as strongly about the 4-H and FFA kid that might not be as fortunate to buy an animal to compete. So I do think that there is some challenges to keep everybody engaged and into where we're headed, not only to be able to afford a pig, but not everybody's blessed in a town where you got an ag farm or somewhere to keep the animal. So I just think that, there's lots of different aspects that we can sit here and talk about. But I would say keeping everybody involved and engaged and moving in the same direction.
Well, hey, one more thing before we wrap this deal up. Goss, I've been hearing a little chatter about a new boar coming out here in the near future. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Pig. Yeah. Roll call, purchased by Premium Blend Genetics, be a backdrop, never before short bus. Pig was born in June. Kennedy uses the label of be different. He was different from the beginning. CT, I bet he's got as much shag on him as some of your fat steers in the winter in South Dakota. And he is wild looking. He looks like an emoji.
Hey, they get them things much hairier. They're going to have to start. They probably are rinsing them and blowing them and getting their hair to fluff and shape. Clipping their backs like fats, ain't they?
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, that is a very good boar.
Good deal.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. So just my county show just wrapped up early in the week, and I was visiting with a couple of guys during the big show about having you guys on this week, and there's a little family from right here in Stratford that show, and I got to find this picture. He's a white pig that's out of one of your boars, Goss. We were just. Anyway, this thing's reserved at the county show here at Garvin County, and I think he was a York, but a local guy raises him. This family, what do you call that? Whenever this sow's having pigs, this guy's out of town with his son that's in vet school, neighbor girls across the road go over and help deliver this whole litter of pigs, and he gives that family the pick of that litter, and he's reserved at the county show the other day, and they were as jacked up about it. It's out of One-Eyed Jack.
Yep.
So,
That boar actually, we just sold that boar to
Okay.
Real McCoy Genetics. He's a Rockstar cash in. Be out of the same sow as Ty's Reserve Grand at OYE in 18. Them things are
Gotcha.
feeding good.
right.
Good animal.
It was sure enough a cool little story. So I had no
Heck yeah.
clue that they knew how to use. So it's pretty awesome. So guys,
This has
I'll
been a
tell you,
blast.
it's been. What's that?
I said this has been a blast. I was
Oh,
just going to say thanks a lot for being on here, guys. No doubt about it. In terms of the pig industry, you guys are at the forefront of it. And boy, to be you guys' age and getting done what you're getting done and being a positive influence for so many youth across the country. Thanks a lot for all you do, guys.
We appreciate
thank you for-
having us on.
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to echo what Goss said. We appreciate you guys taking the time and for allowing us to kind of step out and talk on here and kind of give a different perspective of maybe something outside the cattle industry.
Well, like
you guys
I said
have a sponsor
earlier-
for next week?
I think I think so. We'll have to ask Paige, but I don't know what we got. Talk to us.
KV, you in? We'll do
Yeah.
do one of them episodes.
Yeah, we'll do an episode. We'll split an episode.
I like
GL and KV.
GL and KV. I'm digging it. Perfect.
Come on.
Hey, we got to
Yeah.
we run by something, Corey. We got to give a little bit of shout out. 2020 OYE. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the beat of COVID shuts the darn show down, and I mean, I give credit where credit's due, Blake Kennedy. You be quick, but we can't leave here without telling the impact you had for the kids in Oklahoma.
I think there's still people that don't even know about it. I mean,
That
it's like a
midnight
myth.
show was
It's like a legend. That'll be talked about 30 years from now. I guarantee you that deal's talked about. Tell us about it.
Yeah, real quick, tell us.
Oh, I just a little old opportunity for kids to run their pig in the ring and run it out and still have a show. You're right. I don't think too many people still know about it. So
They were
yeah,
showing
we
them at
just-
midnight, like 3:00 in the morning. These guys are still like, "Hey, we got to go home and get our crossbred." They're really going to do this thing, and so
yeah, we
social
Yeah,
media
we-
pictures happened, Corey, and they like put the kibosh on it. It was like, if I see you, we're gonna knock you, we're gonna kick you out, shut your mouth. We're having a show. It was legit.
Yep.
It's the coolest thing ever. So,
Yeah, that was the deal. No social media posts, no nothing. No one could ever know, but we was gonna make sure it happened. You know.
And how many
you know,
head?
and-
How many head and how many hours? Tell us that.
Boy, I don't even know. Boy, it was a lot. It sure was. You know, there was, you know, and it wasn't just us. You know, there was a lot of people that stepped up that night, and I think Goss at one time was a SIF judge. You know, there was just so many people that stepped in and just started helping. So I would say, if I guess, there was probably 1,200 head that we ran through there in 6 hours. So I know that we had to be off the grounds at 6:00 that morning with everything taken down, and you know, we were leaving the fairgrounds and the police was coming in. You know, and it was kind of it was you know, something that we decided to do and did it. And you know, I actually completely forgot about it until you just said something. But it's pretty remarkable.
Hey, I sifted the same pig 3 times. 3 different showmen.
They come running
I
back.
got that photo memory, boys.
Oh God. Yeah.
3 times they brought it in there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hey, that's good stuff. I'll tell you, we could go on and on about this, but each episode on here, we close out what we call the last segment. It's called Cattlemen's for Christ, and tonight I'm going to read from Matthew 7, 13 and 14. It's called the narrow gate. You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad and its gates wide for many who choose. But the gate to life is very narrow and the road is difficult. Only a few ever find it. Now, I feel like you guys just talked about that sift pin, and that's a little bit how life is. It's probably easy to get to that. In Oklahoma, they call it the hill. I don't know what they call it everywhere else, but you can be sifted, and it's only the very few get up that hill over on the pig side of the world. And fortunately for us with Jesus, we have that ability to get through that sift pin. It's up to us. And so, anyway, just food for thought, guys. Thanks for being on. It's our pleasure. Hope to see you down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you for the
See you,
opportunity.
boys. Thank you a lot.